have the ability to trigger emotions without your awareness. That's the whole power of it. And there's very little regulation for it.
Yeah, well, and it was interesting to hear that when the guy that created the like button, you know, thought, oh, this is going to create positive vibes, you know, help people with their
Connection.
Yeah, but how has it turned? You know, it's become, I mean, now they know we get addicted. It's a dopamine, it's chemical reactions that happen in our brain, you know, that become addictive. And I don't think anyone knew. That wasn't the intention when it started, but we have to figure out what we're going to do. It's out of control.
Yeah, and it was a blessing, but it also can be a curse. You have to be really careful. So we experienced a blessing, not just like everybody else, using your phone for whatever you're searching, right? I mean, you've experienced it when you look right now. I was trying to fix the toilet last night, and I broke the toilet. So now I looked up how to fix my toilet is not right. Water is not coming into my toilet tank. Well, guess what all the suggestions are for plumbers, right? Google knows, oh, the guy needs a plumber, and their artificial intelligence machines tell them that probably a window of time where I need to get that solved. So they're going really heavy right now trying to show me plumbers or solutions for it. So when we used it, that's useful, right? Or ladies, if you ever look for a pair of shoes or something, all you see for the next month is nothing but shoes, right, on your feet, Instagram, YouTube, Google. And it was a blessing for our business too, because instead of me trying to recruit people and cold contact market and getting warmed up to the idea to what I'm doing, they didn't even know who I am. I was able to create content, and by creating content and optimizing it on social media would put them in front of those prospects, and they came to me. I was attracting them. So it's a blessing for businesses. But you got to be careful, because the engineers who created these AI machines now are watching the optimization that takes place every day at a speed that they did not anticipate. They're being so efficient at getting the attention, not just of us, but of our children and of our teenagers, in feeding them the same narrative that will keep them in their network. They're competing for the attention, for their mind, and that's a challenge.
Well, and what's dangerous is because what they're giving us is what it's detected that we want, the information that we want. So we're not getting the real picture, the whole picture. We're just getting the side of things that they believe we want to hear, what we want to hear. That's what we're getting fed. So I think that's where the danger comes in, that the documentary talks about. When there's not a shared reality, then we don't have any hope of being able to solve conflict, because we're not operating on the same foundation of what is really true. We think we know what's true, but it's only what we've seen. It's that little part.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So, I mean, the first challenge for me, and I want to challenge you to do the same as a parent, is know that you're looking just at probably a partial perspective of the issues that you hold near. And that's happened to me politically, socially, and know that the other person is looking at something completely different. You know, just like when on the defensive driving test that I was taking one time, it said that, why is it that anybody's driving more slowly than you is an idiot, and everybody driving faster than you is a maniac, right? When somebody does or says or believes something different than what you believe, I'm speaking about if you disagree with your teenagers now, you usually would think they're either dumb or they're evil. Why would they disagree with what I believe in? Aren't they looking at all the information I'm looking at? The answer is no. It's like you go to Wikipedia, the documentary says, and if you go to Wikipedia, what would it be like if Wikipedia gave you the answer, personalized answer for you? That's not what you want. You don't want a subjective definition of reality. We need an objective definition. So step number one is to realize that you and I may have a different feed than our kids. So that gave me a different level of empathy for having discussions with my teenagers. It is a fact They said that fake news spread six times faster than real news. That was shocking to me. That it didn't matter at the end whether it was true or not. People believed it. Complete political movements took over in Myanmar, where lots of people were killed because of fake news. Political movements in Chile, in Brazil, taking place because of the power of social media. So the application of it, number one, be aware that the reality that you're being fed by your social media feed, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Google, may be partial. And the one that your kids are receiving is probably partial as well. Be aware. Number two, communicate. It's an amazing opportunity to communicate this with your kids and teenagers and children.
Yeah. I mean, and it's way easier to start when your kids are young before they have their phones. I know we watched the documentary. If you're just getting on, we're talking about the documentary, The Social Dilemma on Netflix. And we watched it with our 13 and 12-year-old and wished that our 16-year-old and 20-year-old were in the room with us, and we are going to try to watch it with them. But watching it with our 12 and 13-year-old, you know, they're not in the world yet of social media. It's not affecting them directly. So they're able to analyze, and they were able to see the dangers. They're able to look at other people's lives and recognize when somebody's addicted, you know, and how it's affecting them. So I think it's really healthy to have the conversations to start when your children are young, and it's much easier, you know, before they're opening up. I think, you know, if you homeschool like we do, you've been able to operate